Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you all how I did 4 straight backs on my hair. This hairstyle actually can be done however you want. If you want to do 6, you can do 6. If you want 8, if you want 5, just stick one in the middle and don't even go for this middle part that I am actually doing right now. I am starting off on blow dried hair. You all, this spring with allergies, everything I have going on, I have just been more inclined to do styles on blown out hair. After I finish doing this voiceover, I'm getting ready to go do another style on blown out hair because it just makes life sometimes just a little bit more simpler. Just make sure that you are using all of your heat protectants and you are taking care of your hair, but it makes styling so much easier. As you all could see there, I went with the middle part and then I split one half of my head into 2 more sections, and I'm just rolling that twist before I get started on my first braid. Product today, we are going with this extra hold jam. I love to base my sections with jam whenever I am braiding or doing flat twists because it does not flake and it gives your hair a nice shine, and it is malleable, meaning that once you put it on the hair you can maneuver the hair, versus if I would have based each section with edge booster, it would be literally matted to my head. So I am making sure I smooth jam around the entire section. Then I am going to take my rat tail comb and I am going to comb and smooth that product through. When it's time to start that braid, I am going to section a small section off in the front, split it in 3, and then I am going to start my braid. I am starting off by braiding very tiny pieces of hair because I want this braid to look neat and crisp, and I kind of want it to look like a stitch braid, okay? But I know I am not a professional. I know it ain't gonna be giving like stitch like a professional hairstyle would, but I want it to look somewhat like that. So I'm making sure that I braid very slowly. I make sure that I am picking up very small sections of hair as I continue the braid to the nape of my head. And this is actually in real time, so this is my natural speed of braiding, taking my time, making sure that every single strand of hair I pick up is nice and neat. And spoiler alert, you want to make sure that this braid is also neat, because when you get tired of these 4 braids, you can literally take it down and have a nice braid out, which I will have at the end of this video. Once you finish cornrowing, you want to go ahead and continue that braid all the way down, and then you actually want to finish off with a twist. I find that finishing off with a twist leads to less breakage because you're not putting as much stress on the oldest parts of your hair. And I'm going to repeat this process on the other side of the braid. And just smoothing that product in. I want you all to take note of how I did the part. My part is more of a curved part, meaning it follows the structure of my head. I recommend doing this because this kind of makes your braids as even as they can get. I do feel like my 2 middle braids could have been a little bit straighter, but that was really due to my middle part not being completely crisp. But make sure you follow the shape of your head when you are parting these sections. That's how you're going to make sure that they come out as evenly as possible. I completed 2 cornrows, I was like, you know what, I can actually do this hairstyle again. I was a little worried about what my bun was gonna look like because I'm like, these ends look like real thinner than the actual braid, but I got a trick for that, okay? You know, a lot of hairstylists, they'll add braiding hair to the ends of your hair. I did not feel like trying to do that today, so what I did was I secured those plaits. I got one of my scrunchies and tied it to the ends of my hair, and then what I did was I rolled it up. Girl, I done added like a whole little oomph to make my bun just a little bit bigger and more realistic. Tied another scrunchie around it, and that was my bun, okay? And honestly, you all, these braids were not perfect, but I added my mousse up there to slit down the flyaways. And honey, when I tell you, I got like quite a few compliments on my 4 braids. I'm like, I ain't even got 6. And these people actually like my hair, and I actually love my hair too. If you want to get fancy, you can actually use different color scrunchies on your bun at the back just to add a little pizzazz. Or if you want to add one of those scrunchies that have like scarf hanging from it, just to give it a little razzle dazzle. But of course, you want to make sure that you tie this up. Your frizzes will not lay down unless you tie it down. So I use this do-rag. I'm going to sit up under the dryer for a little bit just to make sure that everything is set in place. It is the next day at this point in time, and I kind of knew I was probably going to have to redo my edges because I did not use edge booster. Edge booster is an edge control that keeps my hair in place for like a very long time. So what I'm doing here is going in with this lemon scent edge booster, and I'm going to give myself a few swoop-de-doops, and then we will be out the door. And here's what my hair looked like technically on day 2. Still pretty neat. My hair is moisturized. My middle part could have been straighter, but it was fine. And here's actually what my hair looked like, you guys, by like day 5. And on day 7, I was like, you know what, I'm getting a little tired of it. My hair is a little itchy, but as you all can see here, my hair is still very neat in these plaits, and it is getting ready to turn into braid out for me. So here's what my hair looks like once all of the braids have been removed. So I have pretty much decent definition. I was not feeling my hair in my face because I'm just not about that life when it's hot outside. So I'm just using a claw clip to clip it back. And because it's been a week, I can reset my edges. I try to put a limit on how often I'm smoothing my edges back. So for me, it's like once a week. So when I hit that 7th day mark, I was like, okay, girl, you can get out the edge booster again. And I'm using some of the Dew Mousse just to smooth that. And I'm going to use my brush to make sure that everything is as smooth as possible. And of course, you know, we have to make sure that we tie it down so that it sets in place. And because I needed to get out of the house pretty quickly today, I made sure I used my handheld dryer to fast dry my edges and the pompadour that I did with the claw clip. And here is the final look, you all. I actually really enjoyed this hairstyle. It just felt so free in the wind, and I didn't have to worry about hair in my face. But you guys, 4 plaits or 4 cornrows, you can't beat that. As always, I hope you all enjoyed the video and found it useful, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. See ya.